Well, hello there. This is Uncle Owen's Barbecue. I'm Dr. Afra, and I had a feeling you were going to stop in. Even during our rush, we seem to accommodate everyone just fine, and I have a feeling that no matter how many people join your party, everyone should find something that they want.
I want a hamburger? No, a cheeseburger. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake.
You'll get nothing and like it.
This week, mouths will drop and at least 2 eyes may protrude from your head, all thanks to the terrific contents that wait for you within today's special.
Anakin's gone. I am what remains.
Fifth brother. Like all the Inquisitorius, this corruptible Force sensitive was involved with missions to hunt down any fellow former students who became the last survivors of the Jedi Order.
Is that how you say hello? Where are you coming from?
Those who happened to be less fortunate were captured, and imprisonment would be a vacation compared to the torture that most did not survive. And in very few cases, being turned to the dark side was a different form of torture.
Let's try that on the fart setting.
On the lighter side, some former Jedis had Force-sensitive offspring, and if the Emperor discovered them, he would covet those offspring for secret experiments.
On the lighter side? Who the hell's writing this?
Fighting wasn't off the list, and neither was cold-blooded murder, or intimidation tactics in the form of mind games.
It is a concept we are beginning to learn at some great cost.
The fifth brother fell to Darth Maul during a heavy-handed ambush on Malachor, along with the seventh sister.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. What are you gonna do?
Fourth sister, once known as Lyn Rakish. This former Jedi submitted early to the dark side, but may have been tortured for a lot longer before being blithely accepted into the ranks among other Dark Knights that wore black.
See, we like you, but we don't trust you.
Lyn became an Inquisitorius, bitter from persecution and punishment bestowed upon her during her invasive interrogation.
No!
She participated in the hunt for any Jedi, her mentality being that the Jedi were responsible for her torment. One such Jedi was
Ooby-doob, Scooby-Dooby, Banooby?
Who, unlike others from the Order, wasn't on the run. Kenobi was on a mission to rescue Princess Leia.
I'll save it.
Further down the road, the fourth sister would reunite with the fallen Jedi, Barra Sophie, and she'll leave behind the Inquisitor life and her double-sided lightsaber. No one knows what happened to her.
Why does this keep happening?
Eighth brother. This was a lanky and nimble Tyrolean Django jumper, and not many actors could play this character, except the terrifying Doug Jones. After all, you shouldn't underestimate Doug Jones.
Oh man, he don't look that bad.
Unless becoming another statistic is what you're shooting for.
There's a little pee coming out of me right now.
The mask need not be removable, but I am not all against the idea. I would also think that the lightsabers that come with this Inquisitor to recreate moments of cruelty should be in plenty, including an extended and retracted double-bladed saber, but also 2 multi-bladed saw hilts, one extended and one retracted. Imagine the non-stop fun.
Oh, look at me! I'm Leatherface!
Since we already know what the Inquisitors do, let's just focus on the right costume. The eighth brother is a shore person, and we don't want to mistake him for the seventh sister, a melting liquid witch of the West, or Rhea Perlman.
You're short!
I would be open to hearing an opposing argument, but it isn't going to remove my desire to collect the Inquisitorius in their entirety.
All of them.
And in case you're wondering, the eighth brother tried to go gadget helicopter on his damaged saber, and I guess his lightsaber had a very weak power source.
No battery lasts longer.
I would bet good credits that malfunctioning double-sided lightsabers are caused by defective components outsourced by Panasonic.
Oh no, he died!
Tetha Grigg. Just like the samples at a mall food court, a little bit is all you ever need to get hooked. And that is just one of the many reasons why Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't accept spice from strangers.
Only take what you can handle, and always know your dealer.
How someone became wrapped up in such an unethical industry, I don't know, especially when she had such a natural talent to empathize with others, and probably a future writing for Hallmark.
Well, if she's here, you're never gonna see her again.
Don't worry about Obi-Wan. He partied so hard a nightclub was named after him, and certain chemicals can't be found anymore because of the secret formula Kenobi sold to Walter White. But Obi-Wan just says no when said pharmaceuticals are being offered for sale.
And you can clearly, taste the difference, let alone the high. It's kind of twitchy.
And a credit saved is a credit earned. So when this salesperson gives a 100% discount, she shouldn't be shocked to learn that she has earned
0.
Homeless clone trooper, Nax. A sad tale for many clones who were granted the unfortunate luxury of reaching an early old age was being rendered useless by the Empire in favor for a renewable resource of younger individuals doing the same work for less pay.
Okay, you're here because you're all fired.
When you work with the 501st, you are part of a dedicated fighting force prepared for unconventional warfare with a simple two-step method.
Kick names, take ass.
Yeah, that's right.
You are each a tip of a spear, but if a tip breaks off, you will become a problem that demands prompt remedy. Nax was that type of problem, attributed to injuries from battles on behalf of the Republic. Clone programming drove him to fight, but now that his need is over, and assessing his morale, it appears as if Nax's instinct of self-preservation hardly exists.
Yeah. I cannot self-terminate.
He was removed from service around the same time that the clones were phasing out and the stormtroopers began phasing in.
Their sacrifice means infinitely more than their lives.
Vec Nokru, the leader of Black Mask.
Whoa, you don't think that's just a little bit...
This small gathering of folks, consisting of 3 people, would like for others to think of them as a gang. But with only 3 people, any one of them...
Looks about as menacing as a Backstreet Boy.
Wrong band. And maybe you'd recognize Vec if he was thanklessly rocking just one strategically placed sock.
We have no sense of humor. And we're armed.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say that this was a small business owner dealing in rare fabrics.
Like I know better.
Okay, maybe more along the lines of the flea market psychologist where he provides honest therapy to dangerous clientele. Like Saw Gerrera.
You have one leg.
A wise man said, Alderaan's not far away, and this red hot chili pepper knows that it's not found under the bridge. Vec was from Alderaan, but he didn't share the same soul to squeeze. He was hired to kidnap another resident of that peaceful planet. By the way, concerning said package, he was not to give it away. But with the help of a prosecutable appurtenance supplied by Obi-Wan, Black Mask was dosed. If only Vec would have hit it on the other side, after his encounter with Obi-Wan he wouldn't have that scar tissue. He should have known that the Empire can't stop. Io Bonds. The slightly more human-looking version of Robbie Sinclair mixed with an overabundance of accident-prone Ghostface. It's a minor inconvenience to see that Keystone comedy antics are found on more than just one planet. It's great that popular art stretches across the stars, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. And with the galaxy existing in such chaos, not to mention humans being as a species very random, I can come to a conclusion that it's not always easy to know an alien's intentions, or how unintelligent they could be.
Well, that's something to consider, a stupid alien. Well, I must have them.
I could not ascertain how great of a mercenary Io Bonds was, or whether his attempt at a self-performed lobotomy could have been related to his lack of poise.
I've seen 2 epileptics share a bowl of noodles with more grace.
We could always see him again in some capacity, maybe in his own sitcom where he can fall over easily avoidable obstacles. Vidara Journess. I was at first a little excited when I saw this green female humanoid.
Damn, she's hot.
A passing glance, and I swore that I recognized this species from Shadows of the Empire.
See, now that right there is a lie.
But my excitement faded when I realized that she wasn't a Feline, and we were all left with another alien we don't have in 3 3/4 inch. Her outfit could really belong to anyone, but the standout factor comes down to this clover-colored female, who you'd need a good reason to look away from if she walked into a room.
Huh. Probably shouldn't have farted before I started that walk.
Just as strong as her fellow mercenary Io Bonds, or as equally weak depending on how you look at it, was still no match for the out-of-practice Jedi who was able to dispatch his soon-confused captors with some hard-to-find Studio 54 party favors.
You could have bought from me right here in the house.
If you maintain control of your mouth and eyes, don't start patting yourself on the back just yet. It is once again that time where we repeat the selection for anyone who was late, selectively hearing impaired, or anyone who watches reruns.
It's a rerun.
5th brother.
That's a very nice ad.
4th sister.
I'm not around.
8th brother.
That report says you're brothers.
Tetha Grigg.
She's sweet. She's deadly.
Nax.
They took our job!
Vec Nokru.
What is wrong with him?
He's on drugs.
Io Bonds.
I gotta eat. I gotta hunt.
Vidara Journess.
Is the sidewall cracking?
We have 5th brother in the Clone Wars variant. However, I am sure you'd agree that there are worlds of differences between the 2 versions. But if I were to pick my most wanted out of the bunch, it isn't an Inquisitor. It's Nax. A bearded clone trooper would be great, but they must get that outfit seen on screen just right, and he'll have no problem deciding to spend his life begging fugitive Jedi for spare credits.
They got a name for that. It's called a bum.
And that is the very last word on the matter.
Bum.
If you like today's subject and content, please hit the like button, and it's always a great time to subscribe to Uncle Owen's Barbecue. We're not going anywhere. Also, leave a comment and ring the notification bell so you'll always be made aware that your next order is ready. I'm Dr. Afra, and this has once again been today's special.